Imagine waking up every morning knowing that your daughter's next breath depends on a medicine you cannot afford. That was Ethan's reality. A 30-year-old night guard. A single father. A man with nothing but a broken phone and a failing daughter. But tonight, sitting in the darkness, watching Lily struggle to breathe, Ethan made a decision that would change everything. I don't care how hard The city of Cleveland was still wrapped in darkness. A faint yellow light flickered in a small apartment window. Inside, 30-year-old Ethan sat on the edge of a worn-out mattress, staring at his daughter Lily. She was sleeping, but her breathing was shallow, interrupted by a soft wheeze. On the nightstand sat an almost empty inhaler. Ethan worked the night shift at the local mall. He walked 3 miles to work and 3 miles back, guarding empty hallways while the world slept. His salary barely covered rent. Tonight, he looked at his daughter's face and whispered to himself, "I can't do this anymore. I have to find a way out." At exactly 5 a.m., the alarm screamed. Ethan's body felt like concrete. Every muscle screamed for rest. But his eyes moved to Lily's empty medicine bottle. He threw off the blanket, splashed cold water on his face, and made a cup of strong black coffee. He sat at a tiny wooden table, opened his old smartphone and typed, "Free Google Digital Marketing Certification." He didn't have a laptop, he didn't have a degree. But he had 120 minutes before his daughter woke up. This was his war zone. This was where he would fight for his family's future. The first week was brutal. Ethan would leave work at 6:30 a.m., walk home, sleep until 11 a.m., just 4.5 hours, wake up, study for an hour, exercise for 30 minutes, and then take Lily to her checkups. His mother, Margaret, called from the farm. "Ethan, honey, your voice sounds so tired. Are you eating?" He lied. "I'm fine, Mom, everything's great." But on day 9, he hit a wall. Staring at a tutorial about SEO, his eyes closed. He woke up 45 minutes later, angry and defeated. "Who am I kidding? I'm not a student. I'm a security guard." Then Lily coughed violently in her sleep. That single sound shattered his self-pity and rebuilt his steel will in 1 second. While patrolling the mall's empty corridors at 2 a.m., Ethan noticed the elderly janitor, Mr. Harrison. But tonight, Harrison wasn't just sweeping. He was reading a worn-out hardcover book while pushing his broom. Ethan approached cautiously. "Excuse me, sir. You read while you work." The old man looked up, his eyes sharp and kind. "Young man, if you only use your hands and neglect your mind, you'll sweep floors until you die." "I sweep floors so my mind can travel to places my body cannot." Ethan shivered. "What are you reading?" "A book on compounding habits. The most neglected force in the universe." Harrison invited Ethan to sit on a bench during his break. He pulled out a notepad and drew 2 blocks, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Invest in your brain. Learn 1 marketable skill, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Invest in your body and plan the day. But there is a catch. It doesn't work if you do it occasionally. It only works if you do it daily. No weekends, no holidays, rain or shine. Ethan stared. 90 days of that? Harrison smiled. 90 days, son. In 90 days, you won't recognize the man in the mirror. But the first 21 days will be hell. Are you ready for hell? Days turned into weeks. Ethan's routine became his anchor. He mastered Google Analytics, SEO, and content writing on his phone. He practiced writing ad copies while walking home. His posture started changing. He walked taller. One morning, Lily woke up at 6:30 a.m. and found him studying. "Daddy, why do you wake up so early?" He picked her up, kissed her forehead, and said, "Because I want to show you that dreams don't work unless you do, sweetheart." By day 45, he finished his first professional certification and created a profile on a freelance platform. Then came the first client. A small bakery called Sweet Crust needed social media help. They offered $50 for a 1-week trial. Ethan worked on it for hours. He sent the proposal and waited. 2 days later, his phone buzzed. "We love it. We want you for the whole month." $500. Ethan froze. $500 was almost his entire security guard salary. He rushed to the mall that night, found Mr. Harrison, and showed him the message. Harrison smiled, patted his back, and said, "1 brick at a time, son. 1 brick at a time, you're building a cathedral." By day 90, Ethan had 4 recurring clients. His monthly income hit $2,000, 4 times his night job salary. He bought Lily a new, better inhaler. He bought himself a refurbished laptop. But the biggest change was internal. The fear in his eyes had been replaced by pride. One evening, he invited Mr. Harrison to his apartment. He made him a cup of tea, "Sir, you saved my life." Harrison took the tea, his old hands trembling slightly. "No, Ethan, I just gave you a map. You walk the path, through the mud, through the rain. You walked it yourself." Ethan quit the night security job. He started freelancing full-time. He moved to a better apartment with a real bedroom for Lily. He even bought a small car. Lily's asthma became manageable. For the first time in her life, she started going to school without fear. His mother, Margaret, came to visit. She walked into the new apartment, looked at her son, and burst into tears. "Ethan, I was so worried about you. Look at you now." Ethan hugged her. "I just woke up on time, Mom. That's all I did." 1 year passed. Ethan built a full-scale digital agency. He hired 2 high school dropouts from his old neighborhood and mentored them, teaching them the 5 a.m. system. His business turned over $6,000 a month. He bought a small house with a backyard where Lily could play. He found the best pediatric pulmonologist in the state. Lily's condition improved drastically. Every morning, Ethan still sits in his home office, watches the sunrise over the suburban rooftops, and writes in his journal, "Day 487. Still waking up. Still grateful. Still building." Ethan never forgot the mall. One night, he returned to the corridors where he used to patrol. He found Mr. Harrison still sweeping, albeit slower now. Ethan sat beside him on the floor. "Sir, I have a proposal. I want to pay for your granddaughter's college tuition, full ride." Mr. Harrison looked up, his eyes shimmering. He didn't speak for a long time. He just nodded, placed his wrinkled hand on Ethan's shoulder and whispered, "I knew it the first time I saw you. You had a fire in your belly. I just handed you a match." They sat there, 2 men, in the quiet mall, watching the first light of dawn creep through the skylights. Ethan's story was featured on a local Cleveland news channel. The segment was called, "From Night Guard to CEO, the 5 a.m. Man." He was invited to speak at the local high school. Standing before the students, he took out his old, wrinkled notepad. This is where it started. Not with money, not with luck. With a decision to wake up while the world slept. "I'm not a genius. I'm not special. I'm just a father who refused to let his daughter suffer." The students applauded. Some of them exchanged glances. That night, several of them set their alarms for 5 a.m. But Ethan's true victory wasn't the money. It was the moments. It was Lily waking up at 6:30 a.m., padding into his office, and curling up in his lap while he worked. It was her saying, "Daddy, I want to be like you when I grow up." It was his mother calling and saying, "Ethan, I can finally sleep peacefully, knowing my boy is going to be all right." And it was Mr. Harrison, coming over every Saturday morning for coffee, and the 2 of them watching the sun rise over the city. In those quiet moments, Ethan realized the secret. 5 a.m. wasn't just about building a career, it was about building a life worth waking up for. Now let me ask you, the person watching this, where are you in your journey? Are you still pressing snooze? Are you waiting for a lucky break that never comes? The difference between the person you are today and the person you will be in 90 days is not talent. It is not money. It is the 2 hours you spend while everyone else is sleeping. It is the quiet struggle when no one is watching. It is the discipline to say no to the warm blanket and yes to your future. Ethan had every excuse to fail. No degree, no money, single father. But he found one thing. A reason powerful enough to wake him up. Here is the hard truth. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. If you wait until you have more time, that time will never come. The only time you truly own is right now. Not tomorrow, not Monday. Right now. Ethan didn't wait for the perfect moment. He started in the middle of his brokenness. He started with a cracked phone and a failing daughter. If he can do it, so can you. So tonight I dare you. Set your alarm for 5 a.m., not 5:15, not 5:30. 5 a.m. Put your phone across the room so you have to stand up to shut it off. Tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings, your body will scream, but your future self will be cheering. Ethan's story is not a fairy tale. It is a blueprint. A single father, a night guard, a man with nothing but a broken phone and a broken heart, rebuilt his life in just 90 days. Not through luck, through consistency. The 5 a.m. miracle is not magic. It is math, it is compounding hours. It is investing in yourself while the world invests in sleep. So I ask you one last time. Tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings, will you trade your comfort for your future? Will you choose the temporary pain of discipline over the permanent pain of regret? The answer is in your hands. Wake up, build, repeat. See you at 5 a.m.